step right into another amazing show. And trust me, you will adore today's show. Yes, you. Auntie Miracle B is live on YouTube right now. B.
Lil' B on the track, boy.
What's the business? What's the business? What's the business? Straight fly. Phone jumping off the chain like what's the business? I'ma pull up with the yay like what's the business?
Murdered children with no remorse, that's the business.
Eating lunch with the blood like what's the business? AR double drum like what's the business?
The judicial determination, that's the business.
What's the business? 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 Catch me sliding to the trap like what's the business?
In the booty house forever, that's the business.
Grinding trying to make it stack like what's the business?
Living in my mama's car, that's the business.
I'ma pull up on you like what's the business? She gon' give it to the kid like what's the business?
Can keep my life straight in court, that's the business.
30 shots in the clip like what's the business?
Subject matter jurisdiction, that's the business.
You don't gotta choose it like what's the business? All my niggas on the job, what's the business? Tryna rob and you get dropped, what's the business? You a walking stain, what's the business? I'ma hit your chest brain, what's the business?
Smell like funkin' ass, that's the business.
We be running through a block like what's the business?
90611, that's the business.
100 shots for a op like what's the business? Gang, gang. Phone jumping off the chain like what's the business?
Tried to kill my baby mamas, that's the business.
I'ma pull up with the yay like what's the business? Eating lunch with the blood like what's the business?
Fake dreadlock extensions, that's the business.
AR double drum like what's the business?
40K in child support, that's the business.
What's the business? 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 Bro say he need them pounds, what's the business?
Doing drive-bys on my family, that's the business.
Hit my line when I'm in town like what's the business?
Would it be fair to say I'm a dumbass? That's the business.
Heard they claiming this a drop like what's the business?
There's no plaintiff. They all died. That's the business.
I'ma bring them round them out like what's the business? Killing over blow like what's the business?
Wearing shackles. That's the business.
Killing for these hoes like what's the business? Never leave without that pole like what's the business?
Use my Bible, I can read as a prop. That's the business.
Blowing Cali out the door, what's the business? Stupid link on the cane, what's the business?
My booty hurts so bad. That's the business.
I'm a guy, Charlemagne, what's the business?
Extension cords ran from the house to the car. That's the business.
Pouring money, that's my lane. What's the business? Thumbing through a whole thing like what's the business? Phone jumping off the chain like what's the business?
Make the world hate me. That's the business.
I'ma pull up with the yay like what's the business?
Stick that mic up my ass. That's the business.
Eating lunch with the blood like what's the business? AR double drum like what's the business?
That's a lie for the record. That's the business.
What's the business? 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 What's the business?
Yeah, that's the business. Okay, y'all. Hold on, let me get this off my screen. This ugly bastard. Oh yeah, stop sharing. What's going on, peoples? What's going on? I thought that I would give y'all a little treat this evening. And hold on, okay, and cut the camera on. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. I know some of y'all want to see the munchkin. Munchkin, come here. Here's my co-host. Come here. Here's my little co-host, Paisley. Hey, everybody. Look at me. I got on a little hoodie. I'm a thug. 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 Say hey, Paisley. Woo. I know. Look, listen. Oh, you licked me. Anyway, last time y'all saw him, he wasn't one, so he had his first birthday on March the 11th. So he's 1 year old. Look at my big boy. He's 1, and he bad too. All right, Munchkin. Put you behind down. Anyway, yes, Paisley is an adorable little doggy, isn't he? Okay. So, this evening, can y'all hear me okay? Oh, thank you, Deb. Yes. Hello, Deb. Aris, Takiki, Andrea, Kayla, Brittany B, B Blanco, Ashley Lynn, Bama Green Eyes. Who else we got in here? Vicky. Harper's One Nighter. Oh, and Bright. All right, everybody. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to do a Intimidation Fails video. I did want to talk about the Leticia stock, whatever her name is, case. I'm still trying to get a handle on the case because it is so full of BS and so many lies. I can't get my mind wrapped around it. So I don't know. I'll probably, if anybody wants to discuss it or come and talk about it, we'll do a panel if you want to. But I can't provide any real commentary on it yet because there's so many lies being told. I mean, she said that she had the boy with her. And they went to PetSmart or Petco and they was trying to get a carpet. And some random Mexican dude, she gave him the code to come in the house. And then he attempted to, do the R word to her. And then a fire broke out. The carpet was burned. Somehow they ended up outside. And somehow they ended up in the car. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. But I know that her phone calls are hilarious. I definitely would like to play that phone call where she was trying to get a fake lie detector test. Woo, she crazy. Okay, but let me get to Darrell. There's so many lies. I mean, I don't even know where to start. So many lies. Okay. I'm a little confused. I'm using 2 screens and it's not natural what I'm doing? All right, here we go. So if y'all remember our granny and Darrell did his intimidation thing he tried to do with her. And then that's when we went into the 50-minute long tirade. So I want to get into the tirade and, you know, go at these points that this fool was making. And yes, is she not crazy as hell? And look, she's supposed to have multiple personalities. Had no alternative personality came out yet. It's been the same crazy heifer, the same crazy heifer cat. It had been nobody different. You know, you're supposed to have dissociative personality disorder. You're supposed to have like audible changes in your demeanor and your voice, and you know, you're a different person, but you're the same lying hooker every time. And the stories just are crazy. And you know, if a person is telling stories and it goes that long, then it's a lie. If it don't make sense, it's not true. And that nothing she said makes sense. I'm still trying to figure out how the Mexican get in the house. The Mexican was laying in the street, and then she went and got him out the road, and he jumped in the car, and they drove back home. And then he was the Mexican that was doing construction work or something like that. She gave him the code to the house. He gets in the house. I don't know. But she is Casey Anthony. She's Casey Anthony and she's Jodi Arias combined. You know, the killing the kid, disposing the body, and then telling a whole bunch of grandiose lies. And the story she told today about the Mexicans, it was reminiscent of Jodi Arias, the two ninjas lie. So it's just so many lies being told. I need like an extra month to unravel them all. But anyway, let's get on. Let me stop my camera. Y'all can see my pretty picture anyway. I can figure out what screen I'm on. Hold on. Come on, mouse. You know what? Screw it. Y'all just see me for a minute.
You saw the car strike them. You didn't see where they went. Is that
Objection, leaving the witness.
Overruled.
She does like that girl from The Ring. Yes, she looks like Samara. Yes, she looks like the girl from The Ring. Yes. Exactly.
That answer may stand.
I'm going to ask that this be admitted into evidence and published to the jury.
Objection. Where's the relevancy?
The objection's noted, it's overruled, and Exhibit 152 is
The grounds is you kill folks.
received. Permission to publish is granted.
Grounds for your ruling, Your Honor.
Relevance.
I'm going to play it at full speed initially, and I'm
Look at her. She's like, what's going on? This is confusing me. What's happening?
going to play it at 50%. So I will ask you questions after I play it full speed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If we can.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I messed up. Hold on 1 second. Come on. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Let me go back. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, I'm having some difficulties. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So y'all hear them bodies thumping on the vehicle. Y'all hear the bodies, right? Thump, 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 thump. And look at her face.
Ma'am, who did that red vehicle strike in that exhibit 152?
Crusty bastard.
Leading the witness. Saw the video.
Tomorrow, hold on, there's been an objection.
So you hear like objection, leading the witness. We saw the video. We saw the video. I know you don't want that video to be played. I know you don't. I wouldn't want it either, because you are behind the wheel in the vehicle.
Everyone. The objection is noted. It's overruled. Now you may answer the question.
Grounds for the overrule, Your Honor.
Bitch, it was relevance. She just said Relevance. Relevance, ho. Relevance.
It's overruled. You may answer.
Grounds for the overrule, Your Honor.
Go ahead. You may
Tomorrow Duran.
Thank you. I'm now going to play it at
Here he goes. It never fails. Anytime I'm live, here he goes. Paisley, get over here. Leave them folks alone. As soon as I hit the play button, he's going to start. Watch.
50% speed for the jury.
Like clockwork. Paisley, shut up. Paisley.
And that was the car that you saw travel in front of you?
Yes.
Objection, leading the witness.
Look, even Paisley annoyed. That's why he keep barking. He's irritated with dirty diaper on his face, Brooks.
Grounds for
Paisley!
the overrule, Your Honor.
It's overruled. Next
Grounds.
question.
Ma'am, I'm now going to,
Hey,
if I
Reed.
did not already do it, I'd ask that Exhibit 152 be admitted into evidence. I would then direct the witness's attention to Exhibit 153, which will show just in front of your screen, okay?
Grounds.
Exhibit 152 was received already. We'll need to address the request for grounds by Mr. Brook due to that. And then the exhibit is up in front of the court.
And the only reason why I'm playing this part before his cross is because he acts such a fool before the cross starts. So I wanted to get some of his craziness before the cross started. That's the only reason why I'm going this far back. Because I would just go straight to the cross. Oh, you got 4? I mean, this one is enough for me. I mean, this is enough. Enough.
The witness and the parties, but not published.
Objection, I do not consent to or agree to being called that name. Your
Shut
Honor.
the fuck up.
Go ahead, Attorney Basie.
Thank you. This clip
Would that be
is,
noted for the record, Your Honor?
Go ahead, Attorney Basie.
thank you.
May
This-
that be noted for the
Mr.
record, Your
Brooks,
Honor?
stop interrupting.
Don't you love when don't you don't you love when she ignores him? That's like my favorite part. She just ignores him like he's not even like he's not even there. Just go ahead. Will that be noted for the record? Bitch, it's already on the record. That's what the court reported him on the shiny hair. That's what she's there for. She's putting the shit on the record. That's what it's for.
I just want to make
Mr.
sure.
Brooks, stop.
I just want to make sure it's on the record.
Go ahead.
It's on the
Attorney
record,
Basie.
clown.
This clip is 38 seconds in length, Your Honor. Again, I'm going to show you the first 5 seconds of this clip and ask if it accurately reflects your observations.
Oh my
from,
God.
November 21st of last year.
Hey, Karen. Get over here. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Ma'am, is that your group in the Waukesha Christmas Parade last November?
Yes.
Okay. I
Hell.
ask that Exhibit 153 be admitted into evidence and be published for the jury.
Objection, relevancy.
Exhibit 153 is received. It may be published to the jury. The objection is noted and overruled.
Grounds for the overrule.
Ma'am, I'm going to have it played at full speed, and then I'll ask you some questions and then play it at half speed, okay?
Mhm.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at his face. He don't give 2 shits about none of this. The way he just studying this, you know, if it were me and I had accidentally, ran over people, I would feel, kind of bad, and I would, have my head down in shame. but not this one. Not what y'all call him, leprechaun dumpster juice. He won't. He fine with it. He not remotely bothered. I mean, look at his eyes. Look at his face. Look at them demon horns on top of his head. He all right with it.
Ma'am, what did you see in Exhibit 153 that was just played before you?
I seen Bill being hit and thrown towards the sidewalk.
That's Bill Hostel.
Yes.
And I'm going to show it now to you and the jury. Just a clip of it, starting at 0 seconds at 50% speed. What I'm going to be asking you about is where you are
Okay.
in this clip. Okay. So if you can start it.
What? Crazy dog.
I see we may have a future granny in front of us here with the green hair.
Sure looks like it.
Objection. Relevancy.
Really, bitch? Because they over here having a lighthearted moment. You see how the smile on her face when y'all talked about, me have a granny in the future. You saw the look on her face, the look of pride and happiness. No, you got to come and be a wet blanket and be answer the picnic and ruin the whole thing and bring it back to your dusty ass. I can't stand him, y'all. I really hate him.
Your objections.
Hey, the best mama bear.
The jury will strike that last question and answer. And the jury will disregard that last answer.
Oh yeah, look at this. I can move the mic this way. Look at this. I'm big time.
Now, if you look at the street, pause. Sorry, keep going. If we can pause it now at
Look, I'm big time. My mic over
21
here.
seconds. I would just ask, did you see after Bill Hospital was struck, did you see some feet coming through the screen on the bottom at the very end of that clip?
Objection. Relevancy.
I seen him in the legs. Yeah.
Okay. And then did you see your feet, Mark? That would have been the approximate area that he was hit. Did you see your feet in the video at the end? It's fine if you didn't. It's
Not really.
Okay. Thank you.
Come on, what's the business? Come on.
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, it's time.
Ma'am, I'm going to give Mr. Brooks an opportunity to ask you questions as well. Please answer those for him. Go ahead, you're cross.
Here come the nonsense. Let's get ready.
During your testimony, you kept referring to he. Who were you referring to when you said he?
She was laughing at you. She wasn't doing it. I'm trying to think of the word. It was an indirect making fun of you. So when she was saying he, he, ha ha ha, ho ho ho, bitch, she laughing at you. That's what she meant.
I can't understand him.
He don't make no sense.
State your question a little bit louder. She was not able
Yeah.
to hear.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
You need to be closer to the microphone or project your voice, okay?
I got it.
Thank you.
Shut up.
During your testimony, you kept referring to a he. Like a lot of times you would say he. Who were you referring to by the he?
You bitch.
Who did you mean by the he?
You bitch.
He,
Yes.
when it was showing Bill,
No, not
Bill
the,
would be the he.
Uh-oh. He tried to trip her up, but she was like, nah, I'm not going.
before today.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen any of those videos before today?
No.
What difference does it make? She didn't have to see him. She was there.
You stated that you saw a red vehicle strike the grannies. Do you remember if that was, or let me back up.
Yeah,
Do
back
you
that ass up.
remember what type of vehicle you saw?
It was like an SUV. It wasn't just a car. It was, the flat back. I'm bad for cars. And all I know is I seen the red streak and then all of a sudden I seen the car in front of me.
Uh-huh.
So would you describe it as a car?
It was a vehicle.
And how close did it come to you, if you recall?
I would say several feet. I was in front of the music vehicle, and it came around the music vehicle on the right side, and that's where Bill and Tamara were.
So basically, what she's saying is she was behind the music vehicle. This dog is annoying me. She came around the music vehicle. He came around the music vehicle and then struck somebody. So Darrell was behind her. Let me go take this dog out. I'm gonna just hit play.
And I was a little bit this way because I was directly behind the music vehicle.
Were you able to see into the vehicle in any way?
Was I able to what?
To see inside of the vehicle?
No, because it came behind me.
So you didn't get a look at the driver at all?
No, I don't have eyes in the back of my head.
Do you recall what happened when people were struck by the vehicle?
No, I couldn't see them being struck from where I was. Like the vehicle was big, and it was after the vehicle went through our group that I seen all the people that were struck.
Earlier, you testified to people being thrown to the side of the street. Would it be fair to say that, and I'm going off your last answer to the last question, would it be fair to say that you didn't see that with your own eyes?
No, that's where they were found.
But you didn't see it with your own eyes?
No, I couldn't. Sorry about that.
You also stated that a few of the people that were struck died instantly. Would that be fair to say?
That died instantly, you mean?
Yeah, you stated that a few people that were struck died instantly. Would that be fair to say?
I'm back, y'all.
Some of them, yeah.
And
2 were injured, and
how would you know for sure that they died instantly if you didn't see them struck?
This line of questioning has always annoyed me because the way that he's talking about it, I mean, you would think that, I don't know, nobody died. So for you to even have those words come out of them crusty, dusty, chocolate teeth, nasty mouth of yours, it's offensive. It's really offensive to me.
because the police found 2 of them on the sidewalk, one on the left, one on the right. They were already dead.
So were you told by the police that they were dead?
She used her eyes, bitch. These right here. She used these. These is working. You can tell when somebody's no longer with us. Okay. We've seen dead bodies before. Now we've never seen them, plow over and bloody and broken in the middle of the street. But you know when somebody is no longer with us. I mean, you look dead in the eyes right now. You a dead man walk away. I mean, you somebody's girlfriend right now, though.
That what?
Were you told by the police that they had?
I could see they were working on them and weren't getting anywhere.
Uh-huh.
They were trying to get the heart started
Tell 'em,
with
Granny.
the heart machines. Nothing was working.
Nothing was working.
And you know that for sure.
I seen them working on them.
She used her eyes.
Not all of them, but on some of them.
So was it fair to say at that time that you had no medical diagnosis at that point in time?
Nobody gives nobody diagnosis. They just were working on them and trying to get them revived.
Dumbass, look, I have never been on a ambulance and thought I was going to be medically diagnosed. That's what the hospital is for. That's why they take you to the hospital. They're supposed to get you stable. You know, maybe you got shot or you had a heart attack or something. They get you stable and transfer you to the hospital where you get a medical diagnosis by doctors. Okay? Just in case you didn't know, Mr. Sovereign Citizen, boo-boo cock-a-pants, I'm just letting you know that's what we do.
But they couldn't do it.
So it would be fair to say at that time you had no knowledge.
Thank you, Karen. If you're behind, that's fine. Just get in where you fit in. Thank y'all for coming out.
Of the injuries sustained.
Substained.
No.
Sub-freaking stained. Substained. Substained. Ooh. Come on, bitch.
You stated that I believe it was
go to horns.
Kathy. Did you know a Kathy that was part of your group?
Yes, 2 Kathys.
You stated, I don't remember which one, but you stated that one of the Kathys had a sister or something.
Yes, on the sidewalk watching the parade.
Do you recall the sister's name?
Does it matter?
No.
Are you sure it was a sister or maybe just a relative?
Is that going to change? You know, you running over Tamara and Bill. Is knowing Kathy's sister's name, who was at the parade, is knowing who all the bodies that she claimed. If y'all know what I mean by having bodies, is that going to be relevant to the parade? All your baby mamas, are they relevant to the parade? No, none of that shit relevant. But let's continue.
Could have been a sister or a relative. I figured it was a sister.
Hey, Shannon.
So it would be fair to say you didn't know for sure who it was.
Who cares?
It was family.
You may answer. Go ahead, you may answer.
Okay, it was someone in her family that was trying to console her, but she was just standing there out of control, weeping and
who wouldn't?
You stated that there was a music van of some sort.
Our views a music vehicle.
And you also stated that you couldn't hear what was going on behind you because the music van. Would that be fair to say?
That's right. I didn't hear anything. I'm just seeing a red streak.
You go ahead, Granny. Tell
when
me.
It came past me.
That's the business.
So would it be fair to say that if a vehicle was honking a horn, you wouldn't have heard it if it was behind you?
Dude, didn't nobody hear no horns honk. The only horns I heard was the brass section before you ran over them. And then the next thing I heard was bodies hitting your hood in front of your vehicle. That's what I heard. I don't know what the fuck you heard, but I didn't hear no horns. I did not hear no beep, beep. I didn't hear none of that. I just heard bodies and the band that you killed.
I don't know. No, there was no horns.
Was no horns.
But you don't know for sure because you stated that the music was playing pretty loudly. Would that be fair to say?
That's for sure. But whether I would hear a horn or not, I don't know.
Because it wasn't there. It wasn't one. That's why you couldn't hear it. Y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button.
Were you able to see a license plates number of the vehicle?
No.
License plate.
I was just shocked that a vehicle would be in the parade route. I didn't have time to read a license plate.
Who got time to read a license plate when you are being ran over by a car? Or I'm sorry, an SUV, a red vehicle. Who got time? License plates. Wait a minute. My license plates.
And you stated that there's also a member of your group named Lola.
Named what?
Lola.
Lola. Yes, it was her husband, Bill.
And she, to your knowledge, to your recollection, Lola was not injured?
No.
Hey, Debbie and Deb. Welcome, welcome. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button in or out. Please and thank you.
You spoke with knowledge of a lot of the injuries. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Oh, look, he ready. He ready.
Have you yourself ever had any medical training of any kind?
No, my family is all in the medical field.
Well, remember, your mom is in the medical field, and she told you it was okay to smoke weed in to circumvent taking your psychiatric meds. So, I mean, let's just call it what it is. You know, you're an idiot.
Have you yourself ever been in the medical field?
No.
Hey, Sister Mary. Hey, Mrs. Stone Cipher. Hey, Mama T. Welcome, welcome. Make sure y'all press that like button.
Behind you struck?
What a
No,
dumbass.
I was behind.
What a dumbass. How can you see somebody behind you struck? That means they're behind you. So you're not looking behind you because you have to have eyes in the back of your head. So you can't. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? This just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Can you see what's behind you? No, I can't.
The music vehicle. I mean, in front of the music.
Hey, Ben. Hey, continuously evolving. Welcome, welcome.
And you yourself weren't injured, right?
Because you know, when he asked that question, were you injured? That means something. That means, well, even though I hit, 50 people, there are 2 out that 50 I didn't hit. So that means something. That means I didn't do the damage that y'all said I did because some people wasn't hit. There wasn't no intent to kill because I didn't kill everybody. That's his logic.
No. The car couldn't get at me because they would have to go through the car.
That's the business. That's the business.
You stated that you went inside of a building at some point, or
Yes.
one of the businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you stated that you couldn't stay in there because you wanted to see how bad everything was outside. Would that be fair to say?
Well, I was outside first, walking and seeing everybody, then watching them work on them. And the tavern was trying to comfort us by inviting us in for coffee or water, something to get us. But I couldn't stay in there. I had to be out there with them people.
You a
Do
bitch,
you recall
man.
about how long you stayed in the tavern? I think you said it was before you
Yeah,
went back out.
I would say between 5 minutes and 10.
So when were you informed by I guess I would say medical personnel of the injuries to your group?
What?
When I seen them working on them, they had the heart machine on Ginny, and blood was pouring out of her mouth, and I knew she was gone. There was no doubt about it.
At any time during the incident, did medical personnel
Oh, wait
come
a
to
minute.
you?
Hold on.
No.
He got a hearing tomorrow? Is it gonna be televised? This is Milwaukee. Is it gonna be televised? If it is, please tell me it's gonna be televised because I hadn't seen it on Law and Crime Network. So yeah, y'all let me know because I want to be there with Judge Darrell. Oh yes, okay, yes. All right, we're gonna be in business. It's gonna be the business tomorrow. Yes.
No,
Tell you injuries.
no, just the police came to me to where Lee was, because I was wondering where she was, and the police showed me her photo and said that she was gone.
At one point in your earlier testimony, you pointed to the defendant table and said, "That's him from the news." Any reason why you would say that?
From the news. I didn't say that.
You testified that you pointed to the defendant's table and said, "That's him from the news."
If you see a real lame that's ashamed to the game, point them out. Point them out. If you see a real lame that's ashamed to the game, point them out.
You were cut off right in mid-sentence.
I wasn't saying that at all.
So have you ever seen any news coverage of the incident?
Bitch, I'm in Alabama and I saw news coverage of the incident. So I would think that she would see news coverage of the incident if she lives in Wisconsin. I'm in the South and knew about this shit.
From Lola, I knew that Bill had died during surgery that evening. And so I knew that from her because she was at the hospital with him.
She said, I'm going to answer this question. However the hell I'm going to answer this question. And you're going to take this answer and like it. I am not going to respond to the bullshit you just asked me. So let's continue.
I knew about...
Hey, Tony.
About seeing news reports and just be a little more specific on the time.
I don't
Okay?
know what you mean about news reports.
Fair enough.
On the regular news or?
He'll rephrase.
Okay.
At any time, do you recall seeing any news reports related to the incident?
Dumb.
At any time.
It was on the news. Yes.
So it'd be fair to say that you watched reports of the incident.
When it was on the regular news in the evening.
This boy crazy.
They didn't cover much of it. They just showed that the dancing grannies.
In other words, she knew it was your bitch ass. Everybody knew it was your bitch ass. You was in the vehicle on camera with the windows down, looking like a terrorist. They knew it was you. We know it was you. You the only person who didn't think it was you, but it was you.
You know that.
Would it be fair to say you learned additional information that you didn't have when you were at?
Okay, Bama, you live in Florence. Okay, I have been to Florence maybe one time. One of my exes went to law school down there, North Alabama, or he went to college in North Alabama, I should say.
The incident from the news?
Not from the news. I didn't know.
Okay.
She's an eyewitness. She was there. Thank you, Harpers. Make sure y'all smashing that like button. Hitting the button is free.
So would it be fair to say that
you a bitch?
Before you received information from the families, you weren't sure of the exact injuries to the grannies in your group?
What? Yep, UNA. Yep. You know what? I lost my train of thought. That's what happens when you get old. You just forget stuff.
Some of them I knew right away.
Oh, yeah. So the police were supposed to come and give a check and tell you exactly what happened to all of the people that was with you in the group. So they're going to come to her house and say, Miss Ma'am, this is what happened to Joey, Stevie, Michael, Bubbles, and Doc. They don't do that, honey.
And
Because
you,
of the police.
did you know just from observation, or were you told?
She used her eyes.
I was pretty much told.
And used her eyes. Oh, you know the jury does not like him. He made himself completely unlikable. That's why you have an attorney.
And from the videos that you saw here today, which you already stated it was your first time seeing any of those videos.
Yes.
Grounds, relevancy.
Did you see anything in those videos today that you didn't see at the time of the incident?
She saw you.
Yeah, the people being hit
Hot
and
dog.
flying.
You weren't expecting that answer, were you? You weren't expecting that, were you? She saw the people being hit in the air. You didn't expect that one, did you? Need to close your mouth. Shut your pie hole.
Once the car was in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
that's when
Mm-hmm.
it left the bodies behind.
Mm-hmm. See, you don't ask no questions that you don't know the answer to. That was a very broad, general question that you asked. Asked. A-X-E-D. You asked her. You stupid.
But you didn't actually see.
I couldn't. The car was in my way.
But the bodies weren't. It's all them bodies. Hey, Sharon. Welcome, welcome. Show me some love and smash that like button.
Do you recall who else was not injured from your group besides Lola?
Besides Lola.
The four of us were not injured.
Do you recall the names of who was not injured?
Like this matters.
Kathy Z, Sharon Millard, me and Lola. And
Everybody else died. Why would you ask this question? Did you see? Did anybody out of your group survive? I know I killed the rest of them, but did the other ones survive? Why would you ask this question?
Kathy. The other.
Hey, Doris.
There's
Welcome,
two
welcome.
Kathys.
Hey, Jay Jones.
Both Kathys, to your knowledge, were not injured?
Hey, Sierra.
No, they weren't.
Come on. Finish this.
We were all that was left standing.
She said that we were all that was left standing. We were all that was left standing. Outstanding. Come on. Dig yourself a greater hole. Come on.
Do you recall about what time you left the parade after the incident?
Who cares?
What do you mean after the incident?
Do you recall what time you left?
So after the incident means after I killed your friends and traumatized about 100 other people or several hundred other people. That's what he means by the incident. That's what he means.
Left the parade.
That was when everybody was.
No, you good,
away.
Doris.
I think then we were in the bar having a cup of coffee, and then I had to find a way home because the music vehicle had to stay there because it was a crime scene.
A crime scene.
So Kathy Z's family took her home, so they gave me a ride right away too.
And you don't recall about what time that was?
Who cares? Who cares?
That would be fair with everything else going on.
Freaking idiot. Come on.
At any time in the
Here he
the
goes.
days following the incident, did you see any reports of a suspect at any time?
At any time.
I seen it on the news.
Really, at any time. So that could be from the day that it happened all the way up until the trial. At any time. You've been identified during this any time period, sir. At any time,
That a suspect was
Woo!
taken or found, I should
Oh
say.
Lord, here he goes again. Shut up.
And what are you referencing when you say found?
What was I? Oh, found. In other words, the police found him.
Yeah, so what she means that the police found you in somebody's yard with a sandwich in your pocket. That's what she means by found. They found your black ass and you got on the ground, told them your name, and there was a sandwich in your pocket. That's what they mean by found. Paisley!
I didn't know who, where, or who he was at the time.
I'm gonna choke him. But you know what? All of these witnesses were extremely nice to him. I mean, I'm gonna play at the end of this day 6 where it was he was a police officer, but he was not there in that capacity. He was there with his children, and he ran over his kids. And so he was asking all these idiotic questions about, can you tell based upon where the video was paused who this is? Do you see somebody with a Scooby-Doo blanket on and there's people standing over him? I'm gonna play that shit. Okay. These people were nice to him. I mean, nice to him. We should all be so lucky to have a trial and witnesses, and for us to, carry on with these shenanigans and people still be respectful and call you sir. The only time somebody got out of pocket was when the person called you a piece of shit. But I was applauding because they didn't lie. I mean, they told the truth. You are a piece of shit. Let's get it on.
I don't recall if this question was asked, so I'm going to ask it.
Ask it.
Were you there with any of your family members, immediate family or anything?
My immediate family members, just my husband.
Well, you wouldn't know about, a husband and a wife and having a healthy relationship. You know about pimps and hoes and beating bitches. That's what you know. So, Miss Ma'am, he don't understand that you're speaking a foreign language to him. Now, if you talk about crime, pretending to be a pimp, pretending to be a thug with dreadlock extensions and you're growing bald, he understands that. He understands the meth. He understands meth. So if you stick to those topics, then y'all will be right, here and here, eyes together, y'all together.
And he was driving the music vehicle.
Hey, Debbie, I am not an attorney, but I did go to law school. So I do have a degree. I just do other things in the legal field instead of practicing law. So that's why I have a little bit. I know enough to be dangerous. I know enough that I wouldn't attempt this shit, period. If I'm on trial for anything, I'm going to have me some representation because I know just enough to be dangerous.
Was he injured in any way?
No.
Come on. Get on with it.
Outside of being shot by what he was seeing.
Physically.
Right, because the mental harm, the mental anguish and trauma doesn't matter. Was he physically hurt? But seeing your friends and family members being run over by a car, I mean, that to me would be pretty traumatic. So yeah, but we got to specify physical. I don't care about the trauma. I don't care about the terroristic threats. I don't care about none of this. I just care about, did you physically get hurt? Because somehow that matters.
Physical injury. Did
No,
he suffer any
because he
physical?
was in the car.
Do you recall
she
giving
read
any police statement, or were you interviewed by any law enforcement
Yes.
after the incident?
Yes.
Bitch, you reading from her report. Well, you're reading from the police report that's got her statement. God. Jesus, give me strength.
Do you recall if it was the same night of the incident or in the days following?
Both.
Both?
Right there at the time.
Mhm.
And then the next day.
They followed up. Messing with these good folks, these good white folks, bothering them.
Did you ever file any claims related to the incident?
Oh God.
I believe not of the incident, no, because I was there when they were talking.
Why would she have a claim? She isn't injured. Remember, you have to have an injured party in order to have a claim. And we've established that she wasn't injured. And 4 other people wasn't injured. So no, she don't have a claim. According to you anyway.
To the gals that weren't hurt. They were like interviewing us.
The 4 of you, correct?
Duh, yes.
Before that, the
all
two
of us.
cats.
Yeah, the ones that were left.
The ones that were left. I love this. The ones that were left. I like this woman. I like her. She's very non-confrontational, but she is like, look, the ones that was left. You left a shit storm, and we was the only ones left. It was a war zone. We was the only ones left. Like Vietnam. We were the only ones left.
Do you know
Hey,
if they filed any claims related to the incident?
If what?
Do you know if they filed any claims related to the incident?
Any claims?
Grounds.
Cause for speculation.
Grounds.
The way that he asked it is overruled. So you may answer if you know.
Okay, no, because we were all together and came to every interview that they needed from us.
Oh my God. I mean, seriously.
Do you recall
Oh my gosh.
seeing or reading any complaints related to the incident?
Complaints?
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question. You don't have to answer that.
Okay.
Sustained because it's a stupid question.
Should I refresh it or?
It was sustained as to the form of the question.
Ask another question.
At any time during
Here we go with this.
any interviews with law enforcement, were you shown a complaint related to the incident?
Objection back.
Grounds.
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Grounds. Grounds.
Were you informed that it may be a possibility that you might be called to testify in this matter?
What?
A
Yeah.
lot later.
Yeah, they told her that night. Yeah, we're gonna have you testify. They told her that night for the future. Somebody got in a DeLorean and they time traveled and said, hey, I got some news for you. November the 5th of 2022, you're gonna be testifying. So make sure you remember everything, because I've been to the future, what's the movie? Back to the Future. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Not at the time. I had no idea of testimony until.
Would you say much later, as you say, with that referred to weeks, months?
Months.
Relevancy. Well, it's the
I was
relevancy.
in no shape at the time to testify or talk about anything.
You know why, Darrell? Because she wasn't physically injured, but she was traumatized emotionally. But you didn't want to hear about none of that. You wanted to hear about it as you physically hurt somebody. So the reason why that she didn't immediately have these in-depth conversations and legal strategies because she was traumatized. Okay? Okay.
Do you recall seeking to testify?
Hey, Melanator.
Wanting to testify?
Who wants to testify? Who wants to take time out of their life to discuss you being a bitch and running over people and killing people? Who signs up for that? Oh yeah, I want to testify. That's what I want to do. I want to be in the courtroom and talk about you murdering my friends. I don't think so.
No, I didn't ask to. This just happened when we would be in our interviews with, and then
Subject matter.
It would be fair to say that you were asked or
Yes.
subpoenaed.
Yes.
Do you recall by whom?
I imagine the DAs or
come on, freak.
When you say the DAs, do you mean the district attorney's office?
yes.
Well, it could also mean dumbass too, but that would be referencing you. But in her case, it's the district attorneys, but in yours, it's dumbass.
Did they ever identify to you as being the plaintiff in this matter? Grounds.
Sustained. Next question.
Grounds for the sustain.
Oh, here you go.
Relevance grounds.
Look at that. He annoyed. Opera annoyed. She over here trying not to laugh.
Do you recall ever being told that there was a plaintiff in this matter?
No, it's just I was interviewed a few times, the 5 of us, and that was pretty much the end of it until months ago where
I want her to bake me some cookies and some cocoa.
I think probably a little explanation is needed.
Them demon horns.
Are you aware what a plaintiff is?
Objection relevance.
Grounds.
You just learned what the fuck a plaintiff was yesterday, and now here you go trying to give a law school lesson. Can you spell plaintiff? Can you spell it? Can you spell it? No.
Sustained. Next question.
Grounds for the sustain, Your Honor.
Next question.
Now look at this.
Grounds for the sustain, Your Honor.
Ask your next question, please.
I am. I just want to know the grounds, just for the record, the grounds for the sustain.
The sustain.
Ask your next question.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
The grounds should be put on the record.
Ask your next question. I'll address this all at the next break outside the presence of the jury.
So this is how he's able to get away with stuff, how he's been able to get away with stuff all his life. He will wear you down and will continue and continue and continue until he get the answer he wants. You just want him to shut up. So you will agree to anything for him to just close his mouth for 2 minutes. So this is the reason why he has been able to get away with crap with his mom, with his baby mamas, and all this other nonsense because of this right here. But see, somebody, now had it been me, I would have already, got into his ass. Well, somebody's already getting into his ass, but I mean, his figurative ass, not his literal ass. That's been claimed. That's claimed.
Ask your next question.
Your Honor, with all respect, I think the jury
Mr. Brooks, under
deserves.
90611, ask your next question, or I will determine that the cross-examination is now closed.
90611.
Keep going.
I'm gonna keep going. I just think the jury deserves to hear.
Mr. Brooks,
all the
I'm
testimony.
instructing you to stop making those statements. The jury will disregard. This is the cross-examination. It's not your opportunity to make legal arguments or to testify. You'll have an opportunity if you so choose to do that later.
With all respect,
Next
that is not
question.
question. The jury just deserves to know.
All right, under 90611.
90611.
Cross-examination.
I still,
will-
Your Honor.
Sir, you didn't follow my very clear instructions. Does the state have any follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may step
Objection
down.
to that, Your Honor.
Your objection's noted. Ma'am, you
I
may
was
step
not-
down, and after she steps down, I will be excusing the jury.
Judge Darrell's bitch. That's
Please rise
the
for
business.
Witness and for the jury as they leave the courtroom.
Oh, I didn't know the sheriff was right there. Shock him. Shock him. Hey, coffee cakes. Shock him. I bet he think he look good in that suit.
Mr. Brooks, please wait.
Oh, he flaring his nose underneath the diaper. Look at her face. She gave she gave him this look like she was so disgusted with him. Oh, Judge Jenny, Judge Jenny.
You may have a seat, everyone.
Look at her, she annoyed. She's like, I gotta think of a way to talk to this fool. I gotta just like, Jesus, come through me. Please guard my mouth, guard my face. This is live, this is televised, it's all over the world. Please guide my footsteps, Lord. That's what she's doing. She's praying to herself so she'll be ready for this demon.
Specifically address the repeated request by Mr. Brooks for the court to state the grounds. Sir, I am not legally required to do that. Those are legal determinations that if you feel there is an error later on, you can address on appeal if you are convicted.
And you will
I have
be
been answering many of them at your request, but I may not do that at all times. In fact, you're asking me to.
Yeah, whatever. All right, here we go.
Don't consent to being called by the name that this court chooses to identify me by. I want to state for the record that I'm here as a third-party intervener on special appearance on behalf of my client.
So, I think I may have mentioned this before. You're a third-party intervener on behalf of your client. So, if you understand this concept, which you've made up, the sovereign's made up, but you understand this concept that you're a third party on behalf of your client, but you keep trying to call the literal state of Wisconsin, but you don't seem to understand that the prosecution is a third party intervener for their client, which is the state of Wisconsin, and all of the bitches, all the people you killed. I was used to calling him a bitch. I'm sorry. All the people that you killed and injured. They're a third party intervener representing the victims of your stupidity. But for some reason, you don't understand that. That's something, different and scary. And, your brain doesn't quite go that way because you don't understand analogies and nuance. I mean, that would explain these tattoos, all these ugly ass tattoos. Somebody left in my comments. Remember, I was asking about BLOW, and somebody said in my comments that it stands for Black Lives Over White. I think is that's what she said. I'm not 100%. I don't know if I have the quote completely right, but it was Black Lives Over White, I think.
Can that be noted for the record?
It's on the record.
It was noted this morning.
May it be noted again for the record so that we can keep the record clear and accurate.
The appearances are as they were this morning. They are no different. Bring the jury up.
And we have yet to address subject matter jurisdiction, Your Honor. We still haven't.
Subject matter jurisdiction, that's the business.
I still haven't been shown any verified proof that this court has subject matter jurisdiction. And at this point, may I request an affidavit that you, Your Honor, have no bias, no conflict of interest, and no interest in the outcome of this case?
Mr. Brooks, the jury's coming out. We'll address your legal issues later.
She's trying to help your dusty ass.
If
Listen
I
to
deem
her.
them appropriate.
Judge, do you hold the full
Mr.
judicial
Brooks,
power of the
please,
state, or is this
please.
the military
All right, can
power?
you please take the jury
They're
out?
trying to help you.
Thank you.
Look, I would have been a great judge.
Do you hold the full
Mr. Brooks, just
jurisdiction?
wait till the jury's out, please. I ask that you show that respect.
I will.
Thank you.
I would be more like Judge Judy. There's no way I could have been Judge Jenny over this case. There would have been multiple grounds for appeal if I were the judge. There would have been multiple grounds for appeal. Make sure y'all smashing that like button. He's my favorite idiot.
Everyone else can be, you all can be seated. Mr. Brooks, just make your statements. What do you want to advise the court today?
I want to first state again for the record that I do not identify by that name, nor do I consent to being called that name. Your Honor, with all respect, I'm merely asking you, do you have the full judicial power of the state, or is this military power?
Military power.
I'm sorry? I don't understand what you're asking me, sir.
I'm asking, is
And on what
this,
legal basis are you making that request?
I'm asking for the record, is this a common law court or an admiralty court? What are we in here?
This is the dumbest shit
And
ever.
I'm requesting, David, that you, Your Honor, have no bias, no conflict of interest, or no interest in the outcome of this case. And the reason why I want to state this clearly for the record, mainly is because of the bias that's been shown. I have not been getting any certified copies of any requests that I've made, which I was told by this court to address inmate communication forms for anything that I may need. I've done that. I've complied with that. Every time I've needed something of the court pertaining to documents, I've done it the way the court has asked me. And I've always stated that I wanted everything to be certified. I have yet to even get that. My court docket sheet was not a certified copy.
Who gives a shit? You got it though. Why must it be a certified copy? And you got the docket sheet that you asked for, bitch. Oh, I didn't get my ICFs and I don't get my stuff done on time. Oh. Maybe you should have kept your attorneys.
When I asked Your Honor of your oath of office, I asked for that to be certified.
Her oath of office has nothing to do with you killing people, okay? It has nothing to do with it. Her oath of office. This is some sovereign citizen nonsense that makes literally no sense. Talking about is this a common law court or admiralty court? Common law is stuff like what is it? It's like it's words on the tip of my tongue. It is equity, which is part of contract law. And I'm not going to get into that, but that's a common law, and it's based on English common law. And we have our American law, but we have English common law, and it's stuff like, it's civil stuff and stuff like equity. But anyway,
stated for the record that you would not give me a certified copy of your oath of office.
She shouldn't.
Which you are required to show if I ask for it.
No.
I've brought up my Sixth Amendment constitutional right that has been pretty much discarded, and that is based on the fact that I have the right to face my accuser, which would be the plaintiff, state of Wisconsin, in this matter. They have yet to show that a claim is I mean, a living human being can only make a claim. An entity cannot make a claim.
Well, there are living human beings that you killed, and you have living human beings that are in court to testify against your dusty ass. So there are living human beings. Look at his nails. Look at his nails. Look at, ladies, would you want this caressing your body? Do you want this on your thighs and all your gushy soft places? Do you want this? And then look at what, and he's got little hands and little stubby fingers. Would you want this touching you? This? Look, so gross. Yeah, hell no. That's right. That is right. If this was the last man on earth, the last man, I'm the last woman, he's the last man, mankind would end with us. It would be over. There is no way there's not enough alcohol, drugs, nothing that can make this work. No way. And you're short. I like my men tall. I need you to be 6'1", 6'5". My husband's 6'5". I need somebody tall. You know, I can look up and have my head on their chest, you know, have chest time. This shit hit. No.
I've requested for the complaint to be provided. The complaint from November 23 of 2021.
You've gotten that. You've gotten the amended complaint, and you've got another complaint. It should be in all these boxes right here. It should be there. But you know that he had opened nothing but this box right here. He hadn't been in none of the other boxes. He keep dragging them to court, dragging them to the courtroom. Every time he gets kicked out, he got boxes. His box for it. His upcoming box for it. But he hadn't been in none of them boxes. None of them.
The amended complaint from November 29th of 2021.
You got it.
The second amended complaint from January 12 of this year, 2022.
You got it.
I have yet to see those. There was no record of a bond in my docket sheet.
A bond? You talking about the $5 million bond? Is that what you're talking about? Surely you're not talking about the $5 million bond for you to get out of jail. I know he's not talking about that. He's gonna be talking about a different bond, not this one.
I asked for that to be verified by proof. That hasn't been provided.
Hey, Donna.
There's so many biases. Clear biases. In questions.
It's biases. 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 It's so many biases. Biases
that are not being asked based on judicial determinations made by Your Honor.
Right.
You look at the discrepancies, and I think they're clear. I think at minimum I deserve for the subject matter jurisdiction to be verified and proven. I've raised that issue numerous times, pretty much every day, every time I come before your court, Your Honor. I addressed that, and it has yet to be proven.
You don't have to prove subject matter jurisdiction. You don't have to prove it. It's already proven. You committed a crime on camera in Waukesha County, in Waukesha City, in Wisconsin. Wherever the crime is, has jurisdiction. That's your jurisdiction. You committed the crime there, and that's your jurisdiction. Let me tell you, in law school, we have an entire, 2 semesters just on jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction, general jurisdiction, just a class on jurisdiction alone. This is why this makes no sense to me. How you're arguing about jurisdiction. And it's, as he loves to say, it's clear. It's evident.
My filings have been disregarded, even though they've been filed into the record, even though they've been time stamped.
They're stupid.
I haven't got the original copies of any of them, which I'm supposed to get. And as we sit here today, I'm still not even understanding the nature and cause of the charges. That hasn't even been proven. Can that be provided in any way?
So you don't understand the nature and charges of the charges. Have you not been watching multiple videos of you running over people? Am I crazy? Was he not watching on this screen here intently, killing people and injuring hundreds of people? So how do you not understand the nature and cause of the charges? I'm confused. But you knew at the in your interrogation when you kept saying, I'm never getting out of prison, man. My life is over, man. This is how my story ends. This is how my story ends. So apparently you understood back then. You understood then, but you don't understand now. Make sure y'all smashing that like button.
I'm basically sitting here confused because I don't understand why these proceedings are allowed to continue when there's so many things that have not been provided. They haven't been provided in my discovery. They haven't been provided to me by being brought to my pod where I'm housed in the jail. I'm without so much information, valid information to this matter. And I believe that it should be verified and it should be proven for the record.
For the record.
And if not, I move for this case to be dismissed for failure to appear by the plaintiff and failure to state a claim for which relief can be granted.
Y'all remember when the judge at the end of day 11, then the state rested and she asked him, do you have any requests now that the state has rested? And so he was like, I don't understand. And she said, I'm just going to keep asking you, do you have any requests now that the state has rested? So you have to, well, you don't have to, but if you've ever watched a trial, you know that after the prosecution gives their case in chief, the defense will automatically, it's just like a perfunctory thing, to request a motion to dismiss for proof that relief cannot be granted. It's a 12B6 motion. That was what he should have said then. But he's saying this now, and there's no legal basis for him to say this now. But again, he's stupid. And he doesn't understand. That's what a lawyer is for. They would know that you request to have the case dismissed, and it's going to be, denied, but it's a perfunctory thing that all of them do when we have before the defense starts their case.
Everything that I'm saying, it has merit and it has validity.
Lies.
As we sit here today, I'm still being charged with charges that shouldn't even exist based on the testimony that we've heard for the last few days.
So based on the testimony that he didn't kill everybody, he only killed a few out of the hundreds there. It was only a handful of people. It was only 6. It's only 6. It's just 6 people. So why is he being charged for all these other folks that didn't sustain any injuries? And so these extra cases should have been dismissed. Y'all understand this now? Y'all understand? It's only 6 people, just 6. Everybody else survived, so that should be dismissed.
There's so many things left to still be proven.
What?
The prosecution team hasn't even proven that they're licensed to practice law in Wisconsin. They haven't proven, are they just bar association members, or do they have state issued licenses?
Well, that goes without saying, because if a person is unlicensed, they're not going to be able to practice law. Like, they have a website that you can go to, and it's the state bar in the state, the Wisconsin State Bar. And you can literally look up everybody. You can look up Attorney Opper. You can look up Zach. You can look up Baisley. You can look all of them. You can look up Judge Darrell. It's there. It's there. All you got to do is look. Click on Wisconsin State Bar, and they'll have a fields for you to put people's names in, and they'll tell you where they went to law school, and when they got licensed. Oh, thank you, Mama Bear. I appreciate you. They'll tell you all of that right there. And if you have a bar, if you pass the bar exam and you're practicing, you have a card. You have a bar card, and you have a number. That also proves that you're licensed to practice law. Let's continue.
Has not been proven, which I've raised that issue for the record. I'm not even sure if that was even recorded in the docket sheet.
Baby, bye.
There's so many things, and Your Honor, you still haven't stated for the record if you have full judicial power of the state, or is this military power?
Military power.
That hasn't been proven.
So the sovereign citizens believe there's only two courts. That's military and what's the other one? Admiralty. There's no other court but those two. So there's no criminal court. There's no civil court. It's Admiralty or the one I just said. My brain, y'all. I'm old. Okay, I'm a bitter old granny and I can't remember stuff. But y'all heard what I just said though.
Nothing has been proven. Not subject matter jurisdiction.
Thank
Not
you,
licenses
military.
to practice law.
Thank you, Paulie.
My Sixth Amendment right has been basically trampled over.
How's your Sixth Amendment right to be trampled over? He keeps saying that he has not been able to confront his accuser, which is the state of Wisconsin. Why this is a stupid argument is when you cross-examine a witness, so the prosecution has their witness and you cross them, you are confronting your accuser. So you can't physically bring in the state of Wisconsin. It's not going to fit in the courtroom. You cannot take it and separate it from the contiguous United States and bring it in the courtroom. You can't do that. But you're confronting your accuser because all of these bitches that saw you and saw you do it are your accusers. And you're confronting them. Let's continue.
No complaints have been shown. Neither of the three that I've requested, by the way that you told me to request them by inmate communication. Nothing is certified that
Shouldn't the clerk of court be handling that? I could have sworn you send your ICF and you address it to the clerk of court, and they are the ones supposed to provide you with all of this.
That I get copies of when I clearly asked for them to be certified and to be filed into the record. It's to the point where Your Honor, you should recuse yourself from the presiding.
Recuse
at this point. If you're not going to abide by the oath that you swore.
Oath, OAF, oath of office, OAF.
Which was in your oath, correct? You swore
Look at these nails.
to protect the Constitution of the United States.
You're protecting the Constitution of the United States? Okay. I think that's what she's doing. And protecting your dumb ass.
You swore to protect we the people.
Oh.
That is not being done here. If every valid argument that I raised is taken by the court as a sign of disrespect or a sign of trying to intentionally be disruptive or causing a problem, when I'm merely seeking understanding because I don't understand.
You don't understand. Y'all remember when I did that video of the colloquy that they did to make sure that he understood the consequences of being his own attorney? So you can't come now and say, I don't understand. You said that you'll be better served with having by yourself being an attorney, and you wanted to dismiss the two defense attorneys been with you since the beginning, and you said that don't make me flinch one bit. And you went into there and you said, and you signed the document. Judge Darrell went over. each and every line to make sure your stupid ass understood and your black ass said yes. I would like to waive my right to counsel. Now, I don't understand. I don't understand. We know you don't understand. That's why they was asking you, are you sure, Mr. Brooks? Are you sure? Are you sure? One more time. Are you sure?
I'm merely seeking to understand why this information has yet to be provided, and we're this far into this matter. And there's still no verified proof. Even as I sit now saying this, there's still no proof being provided. Zero. How is this case allowed to continue without these documents and filings being verified?
Because that's not accurate. You don't have to file statement of particulars, which I don't even know what that is. You don't file a court docket sheet. The court has your freaking docket sheet. It's part of the record. They have your docket sheet. They have all of this in your file. It's electronic. You know, they have electronic files now in the year 2022. That's when this happened. 2021, they have electronic files. Thank you, Vicky Vale. I love that name, Vicky Vale. I like Batman.
Is there any legal factual basis that can state why this information has not been provided?
Because it's irrelevant.
Why the docket sheet is incorrect?
How would you know?
Why there's so much on the docket sheet that should be on record that's not even in there?
Like
that if
what?
we had the recordings of the record, they would see was
thank you,
brought
Toby.
up numerous times that doesn't even show up.
Thank you so much.
I'm just asking for your honor to be fair.
Oh, she was
which
fair.
Is another right that I have, the right to a fair trial and the right to an impartial jury.
Not the jury that you acted a fool and got removed from the courtroom, and you did not have sense enough to ask questions. That's called a voir dire, to ask questions of the jury to make sure that there was no bias, that there was no implicit bias or racism or anything like that, that they were not didn't have a history of law enforcement in the family. You want to strike them off of your jury immediately. You didn't stay there and be like, oh, this is an all-white jury, maybe I needed one or two black folks. You didn't do none of that. You acted a fool, got removed, and they moved on without you. And they blindly struck people by lot because of your stupid ass.
I can go on and on and on about what's not being done. I have, again, I say I have the right to face my accuser.
You doing it?
Where's the injured party? Who's making the claim?
The injured party is dead. That's why they're not there. They're dead. You killed them.
I asked your honor numerous times for your honor's name. You wouldn't answer. I asked, did you have a claim against me? You did not answer.
So wait a minute. Isn't Judge Darrell's name literally on the bench in front of those two monitors? It says Judge Jennifer Darrell. So I don't understand what different name that you're requesting. I mean, that's her name, Jennifer Darrell. Judge Jennifer Darrell. I don't understand.
I asked the whole courtroom, did anyone have a claim against me? No one said anything.
Because you're stupid, and nobody was going to say anything because it's an idiotic question. You don't answer stupid questions. They say there's no stupid questions. There's no stupid questions. This is a stupid question because clearly you have injured people there, and you have dead people, and you're injuring and killing people on this right here. Right here. It's right in front of your beady eyes, right here.
Which you stated for the record, a non-responsive answer. A non-responsive answer is an agreement, which would be a tactic agreement by you, Your Honor, that you.
There's no such thing as a tacit or tactic agreement. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. It's a tacit. That's the word, tacit. Tacit. Tacit, not tacket. Boy, you know that the school system has failed if you can't pronounce tacit.
You don't have to answer these questions that you should be answering. I have that right.
Uh-huh.
The plaintiff in this matter,
Hey,
which
Ben.
was stated by witnesses in testimony to be the state of Wisconsin. But when I asked, do they see the state of Wisconsin present in the courtroom, the question is shut down, which is a valid question.
It is not.
The plaintiff should be present.
Look at these nails.
In this matter. Where is the plaintiff?
Y'all, somebody send him some clippers or a fingernail file to where is he at? Dodge prison. Let's help him. I can't stand this. Help him. Let's do something with it. Send him a fingernail file, please. Send him a file. You know, he does have some nice baby fingers. You said won't help. He has some nice baby fingers. You know, they are only good for rubbing toes. And I'm talking about jacked up, you know, corns and bunions. And that's the type of hands these are. And like these could be the scrapers for your calluses. These here. And this nasty blow tattoo. Let me be quiet.
Who's bringing the claim? Because we know an entity can't bring a claim.
But you're a third
it has
party
to be a living, breathing human being.
Mm.
No one is stated for the record if they're the injured party. Now,
do you know that a corporation counts as a person, and a corporation can sue, or you can sue a corporation? So if we go by that logic, the state is representing all these people. That's a person. Because if an entity can be a person, like Microsoft is counted as a person. Facebook is a person in corporate law. Dumbass.
Not Your Honor, not the prosecutors, not anyone in the court has stated to be an injured party in this matter. No one.
Nobody.
Not one person.
Nobody but me.
I have the right to demand that the court place in the evidence any unrevealed contract.
So, how can the court place into evidence an unrevealed contract? That means if it's unrevealed, you don't know, it's not there. So how can you put into evidence something that you cannot recognize as being there? It's like putting in air. It's not there. There's no there. An unrevealed contract. An unrevealed contract. Where's the contract? How is it? An unrevealed contract. An unrevealed contract. Come on.
Has that been provided to me? Has that been placed in the evidence? I would like to see it.
I would like to see it too.
Which is my right.
Because the shit don't exist.
I have the right to inform the jury about the truth and their duty.
Oh, the truth to nullify. Well, see, you're an asshole, right? And you've made yourself wholly unlikable to the planet. Everybody hates you. So there's no way that a jury is going to nullify this verdict. They're just going to say, well, you know what? I don't like this law, so fuck it. You can go. You can go free. Even though we see you on camera with the window down. But whatever, you can go free. Nah.
In their rights. That's the First Amendment and the Sixth Amendment.
Oh.
But I'm repeatedly told.
So the jury can nullify is in the First Amendment and the Sixth Amendment. I don't recall those in constitutional law.
To shut the question down when this is valuable information that the jury should be privileged to know. They deserve to know.
They deserve to know.
Once they were chosen to sit on this jury, why are we keeping information away from them that they deserve to know?
They deserve to know.
They ultimately have the power.
They have the power.
They decide the matter.
power.
Why are we keeping information, valuable information, from their knowledge?
Their knowledge.
That's a disservice to the jury.
Oh, you care so much.
And frankly, it's a disservice to the court that they're not allowed to hear things that they should know, that they should be informed
They
of.
should be informed. They should know.
It's our right
to
inform them of everything that they have the power to know, to do, and to know. They deserve that much.
They deserve that much.
It would be a travesty for them to make a decision.
Travesty.
Without being fully informed.
A crime. A shame.
And these are all valid things.
No, they're not.
I have the right to protest and object if any of my rights or demands are not being met. I've done that numerous times, only to be shut down.
That's right. Shut that shit
numerous
down.
Times.
Shut it down.
I've raised the issues that I didn't consent to anything that may have been suggested on behalf of my former attorneys. I've never even consented to them making a plea on my behalf.
Baby, you should have. You should have lain on the mercy of the court and took the deal. You'd have been in prison for the rest of your life, but you wouldn't have got an extra, 1,000 years. You wouldn't be in prison to the year 3050. You would be with Jesus, riding the mothership, and you're going to still be here. You're not going nowhere. Nowhere. And them people that you ran over, they're going to piss on your grave. Happily. I think the whole world's going to come and piss on your grave. Happily.
I haven't, as a matter of fact, when it comes to a plea, I haven't even had the opportunity to entertain any plea that may have been suggested by the prosecution. We haven't even talked about that.
Well, see, they would do that before court started, and it should be in your fort. You should be a plea in your fort. And I'm pretty sure that the defense attorneys told you this because they have to tell you so you can determine whether you will accept the plea or not. They cannot put it in for you. You have to tell them to do it. That's why he's looking crazy back here. He's like, this is some bullshit. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. This is some bullshit. And he's trying to keep a straight face. I have to applaud him for keeping a straight face. Don't play poker with him.
Not one time was it ever brought to my attention that the prosecution even wanted to offer a plea.
Lies.
That's another issue.
Another issue.
I have the right to challenge the jurisdiction of this court, which I've done numerous times. I have the right to demand that the code be construed in harmony with the common law. I just raised that.
You don't even know what that means.
I'm constantly referred to as pro se when I've raised the issue that I'm pro per. I have the right to conduct my defense pro per, free from professional restriction.
So when he keeps bitching about the pro per and pro se, I don't know. I've said this before, but just in case you did not see any of my older videos, pro se and pro per is the same thing. It means self-representation. Most people, especially if you ever had small claims court and been sued, for minor credit card debt or something like that, and you don't have an attorney, it'll say and have the line for your name, and underneath it says pro se. That means you're representing yourself. But this pro per thing is some sovereign citizen nonsense, meaning I can conduct myself, I can defend myself, and just say whatever the fuck I want to say, and I am not held accountable like I'm a practicing attorney. I don't have to follow none of the rules. I don't have to follow the decorum. I don't have to do nothing. I can just come to court, say what the fuck I want to say, because it's the First Amendment anyway. I can say whatever I want to say. I can be as disruptive as possible, and it should fly. But you can't do that. You have to still follow the criminal code, your civil code, the rules of conduct. You got to follow all of that, just as if you were a practicing attorney. You were told that numerous times. Sovereign citizen mumbo jumbo.
Imposed upon licensed attorneys, which this court is well aware that I am not a licensed attorney.
We know.
In fact, the court is also aware that I only had 3 days to prepare for a trial that the
Oh.
prosecution has been prepared for a whole year.
So remember at the colloquy, and they told you, hey, this trial is going to start on Monday. And you were trying to play this game where you were trying to get an 11th hour postponement. And so you came up with this nonsense. And the judge specifically said, we're starting this on Monday. You said, okay, but you're complaining about it now.
We see these boxes right here.
Go.
This box alone is 45 or 50 pounds full of so much information. I haven't even gone through half of it.
Because you're not going to. You're not going to go through any of it because you're an idiot. You're going to come and you got this little red folder here. This is what you go by. And then you ask dumbass questions because you do it on the fly. You're reading your book reports and you think that means something. You just out top of your head. Make sure y'all smash that like button.
It was stated for the record that the discovery, in its entirety, was brung to my housing unit on the 29th of September, which trial was scheduled. That would be a Thursday, which trial was scheduled for Monday.
Yep.
How can I possibly go through all that, all the paperwork, all the digital discovery and things of that nature? How can I go through all of that and be prepared in 3 days?
In 3 days.
That's a clear bias. I did not have time to prepare for this. Everything I'm doing is off the top of my head, winging it, taking it as it comes.
You know, Jesus was crucified and he rose on the third day with all power in his hands. So if Jesus could be crucified and rise in 3 days, still I rise in 3 days, you could have been prepared for this case. You could have prepared. How you get crucified and rise in 3 days, but you can't prepare for a trial of this magnitude in 3 days. So you're making excuses.
When the court is well aware that I was not prepared, I raised the issue that it should be an adjournment. At least, at the minimum, it should be an adjournment because of that fact.
And the judge
at
said
least
no.
To let me go through all the discovery.
Hell to the no.
That was denied.
Sure was.
No valid reason was stated for that when Your Honor knew there is no possible way, humanly possible, that I could be ready for a trial of this magnitude in 3 days.
You were warned.
That's clear bias.
It's clear bias. Biasy.
I have the right to face the injured party claiming damages. That's under Article 3 and the 6th Amendment.
And the 6th Amendment.
I raised that issue again. Where's the injured party?
They're dead.
Is the injured party present in court right now?
Yes.
Can anyone make a claim against me? Can
yes.
you make a claim against me, Your Honor?
Well, she wasn't there, so no.
Do you know of anyone that can make a claim against me, Your Honor?
Yes. Remember, you were complaining about Judge Darrell knew a person who was injured. It was a person she was familiar with. And she called them to check on him. So, yes, bitch, she knows somebody.
Can anyone right now in court, anyone, make a claim against me?
Jackson Sparks' family could, right?
And because of that, Your Honor,
Tamara,
the motion to dismiss should be granted.
Yeah.
Based on that alone. There's no injured party in this matter.
There's no injured party.
So who makes the claim?
No injured party.
Who?
Who?
I have the right to put the judge on notice of my intent to appeal.
You've done that.
Any ruling decisions during the case. You stated for the record that I would have to wait until appealing process, but
yes, you can tell the judge I plan to appeal this ruling, and then that be it. You don't continue on and on. May I? What's he say? May I reserve my rights for appeal? You don't do that. You say they give you a ruling you don't like. You say I reserve the right to appeal, or I'm going to appeal this decision, and you do that in the appeal. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
My right is that I can raise that issue during the case, which I've attempted to do.
Yeah.
That's been shut down.
Yeah. Because that's the business. Look at this. Got his book report. He ready. He ready.
I have the right to specifically reserve all of my rights, which I do at the beginning. I have the right to say what I want and to be heard under the First Amendment.
No. Nope. You cannot say what you want. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You cannot do it. You can say what you want, but there might be consequences to it. Like if you are somewhere and you say active shooter and you cause a panic and somebody gets injured or hurt, it's going to be your fault because you caused this condition that is not true. You can't get a fire in a burning building because it'll cause a panic. People could get injured. So that's why you can't say whatever the hell you want to say. That's a limit to your First Amendment. And there's other stuff, but I'm not going to go into that.
And when I attempt to do that, it's taken as a slight to the court, a disrespect to the court,
yes.
and me intentionally coming into the court to be disrespectful, which I've stated that is not my intention. Never is it my intention.
So you don't try to be disrespectful, yet you interrupt people while they're talking. You scream grounds over and over and over and over again. You make comments under your breath. You are disrespectful to the judge. You're disrespectful to the jury. You're disrespectful to the prosecution. And they're helping your dusty ass. They're helping you by putting up the videos you want to present as evidence. And you can't even say thank you. You were fussing at the court clerk, bossing her around. But you don't try to be disrespectful. You don't try. Well, you're not trying. You have succeeded, sir.
I never intend to walk into your courtroom, Your Honor, and be disrespectful intentionally.
No, but you do it,
I
though.
never come into this courtroom to disrespect anyone.
But you do it, though.
But because I don't understand, I raise these issues because they have validity.
They do not. Thank you.
I have the right to object to any statement made by the judge or the prosecution.
You've done that.
I've done that.
Yep.
And been repeatedly shut down.
Because your objections are stupid. So when you scream hearsay because someone saw something, that's not hearsay. And that's why you get rejected and you get sustained. No, I mean overruled. I'm saying sustained. You get overruled. Or the prosecution objects and it gets sustained because you don't know what you're talking about because you didn't crack this book right here open. This book had moved. Now you got your little stank ass dusty Bible with you. That's not going to serve you any purpose. Now remember, if Jesus died in was resurrected in 3 days, that should have been something that you had thought about since you got this Bible right here. So you could have been, like I said, you could have been prepared in 3 days. But this book ain't been open.
Without a lawful explanation.
So when she says not relevant, when she says it's not hearsay, she's telling you why. Or when the prosecution objects and you scream over them, the judge will then sustain the ruling. So if you had shut your dick suckers up, you would have known the grounds. But you want to scream grounds over and over and over. Objection, grounds. That's why you can't hear.
Repeatedly asked the court for a motion for a finding of fact to determine if things are being done legally. I've been denied that.
Yeah. I'm going to skip the rest of this and I'm going to get to opera because it's just a bunch of bitching. And he's saying the same thing over and over. So we're going to skip on and we're going to get to my girl, Attorney Opera.
Or is it the military power?
Mr. Brooks, I've given you about 50 minutes to make your various arguments. You've now repeated yourself a number of times. So I'm going to turn to the state to see if they have any response. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, I'm going to summarize what I just heard by quoting from a case from the Eastern District of Wisconsin, federal case found at 2022 Westlaw 3045190.
Can you repeat that last
I'm
one?
so sorry. 3045190. Retzloff versus Moran.
I guarantee you're not writing that down.
This case is talking about many of the topics that Mr. Brooks has now recited to the court, and simply states the majority of Retzloff's filing is incomprehensible jargon and cut and paste legal mumbo jumbo.
Yes, ma'am.
Sovereign citizen theories are frivolous and wholly without merit.
Testify.
The court goes on to cite to Bay, B-E-Y, versus the state of Indiana at 847, Fed 3rd, 559.
Testify.
On pages 559 through 560, a Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals decision from 2017. Mr. Brooks knowingly,
Look, she annoyed. She is annoyed. Get his ass. Get his dusty ass.
Call that name.
Get him!
Know any individual by their name.
Look at her.
Please do the courtesy of not interrupting the state, as they did not interrupt you for over the almost 50 minutes that you spoke.
I know her head hurt right now. I know that she gonna get her about 2 or 3 glasses of wine every day.
Thank you. Please continue.
She mad too.
Your Honor, the record is very clear that Mr. Brooks knowingly, willingly, voluntarily, and intelligently insisted on representing himself in
Yes,
this
ma'am.
trial.
Yes, ma'am.
He has no constitutional right to stand by counsel,
Mm-hmm.
none whatsoever.
They told you that.
The court patiently went through the form
Testify.
and advised him of many of the things he's complaining about here today. The
Tell the truth.
resources of the state, the knowledge of the law,
Mm.
his ignorance of the law.
Ignorance.
And his words to this court, and I quote to the best of my ability, "It don't make me flinch one bit."
yes, Lord.
That's what he told this court,
Sure did.
whatever it was, 2 weeks ago.
Hallelujah.
Now he's here complaining over and over again how unfair this is to him. It's highly offensive.
Highly.
I don't know, because unfortunately I was talking to my investigator if he accused this court of treason, but I certainly heard that word come out of his mouth, and it is absolutely shocking that he would throw such a word around so loosely in this courtroom. This court has been exceedingly patient,
Mm.
exceedingly respectful
Yep.
of his rights at every turn.
Mm.
At every turn. I want to address this claim that he only had 3 days to prepare for trial. It's absolutely a false statement.
Get him off her.
The record should reflect that he does have 3 banker's boxes on his table.
Mm.
The record should reflect that every time the state calls a witness to the stand, he swiftly and easily turns to those boxes, which appear to be alphabetized or organized in some fashion by the public defenders who turned it over to him, and quickly removes the folder of the witness who's testifying and effectively cross-examines that witness using notes from the public defender. We know that because he's tried to confront witnesses with the notes from the public defender.
I want to just correct the record. He does not effectively cross-examine the witnesses. It's not effective. I mean, it's effective for the prosecution, but not for his defense.
He is not going into this blind or with one arm tied behind his back. They did all the homework, and he's simply sitting here reading their notes, reading their cross-examination questions, and asking the questions, and then going on to his ridiculous questions having to do with his belief in the sovereign citizen movement.
Which is new.
there's no way this record would reflect that this defendant is not adequately prepared for trial.
Mm-hmm.
He's never asked for a speedy trial. He makes conflicting statements. On one hand, you violated his rights because it's taken us so long to get to trial. And on the other hand, we're rushing him to this case and he hasn't had adequate time to prepare.
Rushing him to judgment.
He is not denied access to legal materials in the jail. The record is very clear from the jail administrator. It should not be confused. He misleads this court intentionally to say, I only get out of my cell 2 hours a day. That is a fact. That is for his own safety so that other inmates do not inflict physical harm upon him.
Y'all should have let him go to Gen Pop and let them have at him. Let them have at his booty hole. You should have let him. Look at her face. You should have let him. Let him.
He has access to a tablet. He has access to a computer. Whether he chooses to ask for those resources is up to him. I would also cite the court to U.S. Ex-Rel George versus Lane, Lane, 7th Circuit Court of Appeals at 718 Fed 2nd 226, where a pro se defendant attempted to complain on appeal about his lack of access to a computerized legal research system, paralegal training, or law school education. The court rejected that contention and said, once a defendant has asserted his right to refuse counsel and conduct his own defense, he has no constitutional right to access those resources.
Rejection.
And again, you warned him, Judge. You fairly warned him. And he basically acted as if you were insulting him and said it didn't make him flinch one bit. Much of the last 50 minutes, which this court has graciously extended him the opportunity to go on and on and on.
Welcome, new people. Welcome to the chat. Make sure that you are hitting that like button, whether you come in or out.
Is nothing more than legal mumble jumble. He's reading from some typewritten transcript. I can see that from where I'm sitting. I don't know who's giving him these materials.
Jay Prince, probably.
But he has an agenda here. It's to stall, delay, disrupt, intimidate, and it's not going to work.
That's right, bitch.
Thank you.
That's right, bitch.
Your Honor, that's a load of crap.
Mr. Brooks, that's my opportunity now. I gave you about 50 minutes.
I just want to object to the disrespectful comments that was just made.
So disrespectful to him is telling him the truth. You're a bitch and you are an asshole and you were warned, and this is what you get. You were told that you don't have the legal knowledge or expertise. You said that you'd be best served by representing yourself. You asked for this. You asked for it. So you got it.
I'm not trying to hold you up from what you're gonna say.
Oh.
But that's a load of crap.
Oh.
For her to sit there.
Mr. Brooks.
For her to sit there.
Objection is noted.
For her to sit there, Your Honor.
It's my turn. Let me go through this. I graciously gave you 50 minutes to raise all these various
look at this
points that you want to bring up. I then gave the state an opportunity to respond. That is the proper procedure. I followed decorum. I followed civility. I did not interrupt you. The state did not interrupt.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm gonna get to the little dude at the end, but I want you to see this shit here. Y'all remember when the medical examiner was talking about the injuries that Jackson withstood? So they just finished the medical examiner. Look at this bitch. Look at him. Opera mad. Look at him. Zach mad. Look at this. Look at this. Oh. Oh. Acting. The Academy Award goes to look at this. And he's looking down. You would think maybe there would be a tear. One tear. Just one tear. Since you're doing all of this and you seem to be so disturbed that you killed this little boy, an 8-year-old little boy. You would think, he was on my hood, I ran over him. And you did an internal decapitation. His head was separated from his spine internally. And you do this. You sit here. I guess he thought the jury was going to think that he was remorseful. But this is some bad acting. I mean, if I had to see this movie of him acting and I saw it for free, I would say that I paid too much. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Come on, bitch. Love that close up. Come on, bitch. Come on.
Your cross, please. Do you have any questions for this witness?
Just 1 second.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Now, remember, he cried when the judge had him removed so they could read his COVID test. He cried then. He's not crying now. He's playing now.
I apologize to the court.
Oh, whatever.
Taking so long.
Haitian 4-3. Jay Jones. Come on, bitch ass. No bitch assness. Come on. Come on. Get your life straight now.
Do you know why the decision was made to why the decision was made for Jackson to become an organ donor?
What in the fuck was that? Why was the decision made to make Jackson an organ donor? Did y'all hear that? Why was the decision made to make Jackson an organ donor? And see, he's got his head down and muffled his voice. He knows that's a dumbass question. He knows he shouldn't be asking such a stupid question. You should have said no questions with this medical examiner. No questions.
Sustained.
Uh-oh. Look, she amazed that this question was asked.
Did you
Did you what?
Did you end up doing any more autopsies beside those 3?
As it relates to this case or some other case, sir?
This case. To this case.
Did you hear the question?
Could he please repeat it?
Please repeat your question.
He knows the stupid question. Child,
As
please.
far as this case.
Boy, bye.
Those the only 3 autopsies that you did.
Yes, Jackson Sparks, Virginia Sorensen, and Leanna Owens.
I'm glad that she said their names. Yes, and said their names. Bitch, this is what you did. These are the 3 people that I had to autopsy because of you. And they are human beings, because you have to have a living human, breathing human being. They're human beings whose life you snuffed out for no fucking reason. And by making him an organ donor, Jackson is still here, so to speak. So Jackson's life was there to help somebody else, and Jackson, a part of Jackson, is still alive. That's why. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. He smells his own breath. Not one tear. No further questions, sir.
Recall when
he smelled his breath from the mask.
When they were brought to the hospital?
What? What?
Virginia Sorensen and Leanna Owens were pronounced at the scene. Jackson Sparks was transported to the hospital.
Say their names. And she is upset about Jackson.
I'm assuming that's Waukesha Memorial.
He was transferred to Children's Hospital of Wisconsin.
She is so upset. Come on, ho.
Upon first tending to the victims,
Look, she crying.
were you in the knowledge of what happened?
Yeah, everybody saw you, bitch. Y'all, I apologize. Every time I come up here, I call him 1,000 bitches. I apologize.
Yes.
Look, she's shaking. Oh. You smell your breath now. Be careful.
And that knowledge was given to you immediately.
What?
Could you please repeat?
What? You said no policy is a bitch.
That knowledge was given to you immediately when you were called to attend to him.
Called to attend to him? She's a medical examiner. Idiot. She's an ME. She sees them when they're dead, not when they're alive. When they're dead, she does autopsies. When you see anybody else when you was tending to them, shut the fuck up. Look, I agree, Tony. Come on. Come on, girly man.
Were you called to attend to any other victims of the incident? Or just the 3?
He's so stupid.
Jackson Sparks, Virginia Sorensen, and Leanna Owens.
Say their names.
You didn't attend to anyone else?
Grounds.
Overruled. She may answer.
No.
No further questions.
No further questions.
That's right.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
No further freaking questions. You shouldn't have asked nothing, no way. All right, so I'm going to get to this. Him. To his cross. Because this was beyond disrespectful. Let me see. Okay, looking at them. All right, this bitch.
That were shown, all exhibits rather, all 12, 13 of them. You saw all those.
Well, hold on, let me back it up just a little bit. Now look at his face. You can see on his face, looking at this video, he is very, very disturbed and upset because this bitch ran over his son and broke his leg. Let me just go ahead and play so we can. He'll tell us.
So do you see the hat that's in? Oh, hold on.
Look at him. Look at his face. He don't give no shits, no fucks given. Not no fucks given. Oh, sorry, Munchkin. No fucks are given. Can you believe? I mean, it still shocks me that there are no fucks given. Not one. No fucks given. None.
Sir, in terms of the appearance of that hat, I'm not going to ask you if it's the exact same hat that was on Eileen's head in Exhibit 162, but is the same, is that the same type of hat in terms of has the same wording on it, same color, same palm color as the hat that Eileen was wearing in Exhibit 162?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
That is not hearsay.
It looks remarkably close, same color, same patterns of the lines, the writing, and then with the top on it. Yes.
Thank you.
Look at
I
him.
have nothing else.
All right, your cross, sir.
Can you bring down Brooks on the line for us to roast? Ben, are you talking about having a panel and have people come up and make fun of him? Is that what you mean? And where's Glenn? Glenn is usually my my legal counsel here.
You saw all those videos that were shown, all exhibits rather, all 12, 13 of them. You saw all those before today?
I don't recall there was 12 videos. To best of my knowledge.
126, 15, 137, 136, 135, 140, 178, 160, 154, 162, 92, at least 11 or 12.
Mr.
So freaking disrespectful. 2, 35, 2, 18, 45, 11.
Brooks, I'm going to strike you.
And look, and I know that 11 is not an actual number. I'm just being silly.
Or comment because you cannot testify. You did not let him answer. Let him answer first, and then you can ask follow-up. The jury will disregard the statement made by Mr. Brooks. Go ahead.
I believe there was only 3 or 4 videos, but there was numerous screenshots or photos taken from those videos.
That's why I said exhibits.
Oh.
Have you seen all exhibits before today?
I had seen those exhibits, yes.
And do you know who took any of those exhibits, the videos or still shots?
No, sir.
Does it matter? Does it matter?
So how were you able to see them?
His eyes?
Can you rephrase the question, please?
How were you able to see them if you don't know who took them?
I saw them on the screen. I'm not sure I'm following your question.
Before today, you said you saw them before today. That's what you just said. So I'm asking, I asked after that, do you know who took them? You said no. So how could you?
How could you?
I guess I'm asking, how would you know
Hey, Ruby.
if you don't know who took these videos? How were you able to see them before today?
So by that argument, when I go watch a movie, I don't know who the director is. I don't know who the makeup artists are, but I'm aware that the movie exists, right? I don't know Angela Bassett. I don't know Tom Cruise. I wasn't there when the movie was created, but the movie exists. I saw it, right? Right? Or am I wrong? It's a stupid question.
I believe they were collected by the police department as evidence.
And that's how you saw them?
That's how we were able to view them afterwards, yes.
Do you know when you viewed them?
Who
I don't recall.
cares?
Did you
After you killed them.
Did you view all 12 of them in their entirety at the same time, or were they at different dates?
Lord.
Back to the form of the question.
Grounds.
Did you view them all in their entirety? Again, it makes it seem like he's referring to videos. And if he is, that's fine. If he can just clarify videos or exhibits.
Sustained as to the form of the question, please rephrase.
Grounds.
Exhibits.
That's not a question.
Can you just repeat the question, please?
At what time did you see all the exhibits in their entirety? Was it the same day or was it different days?
I don't recall specifically. I just reviewed the exhibits, the photos, not the videos, but the photos, as you're explaining in these exhibits prior, just in preparation of my testimony.
In preparation of your testimony, what do you mean by in preparation of?
So in preparation of means not coming into a trial and saying stuff, I don't know, on the fly, off the top of your head, taking it as it comes. That's what it means. It means that I'm going to go over, we're going to discuss with the attorney what I need to say and, prepare, like you need to stay away from saying this or, and you practice, you have a mock trial or mock testimony, not this. So that's what prepare means. It means to practice so that you're adequate in doing your job.
Preparing my testimony for court, making sure that everything maybe kind of recall my memory, anything to that nature, making sure that everything is accurate in what I'm going to testify to.
Right.
If everything you're going to testify to is truthful, why would you need to prepare for it?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Moron.
Why would you need testimony preparation?
Because he's not stupid like you.
This is a pretty significant incident. I wanted to make sure that I was prepared fully for being here and testifying.
Wouldn't it be easy?
And keep in mind that you ran over his children. So I'm sure that it was very traumatizing and very fearful for him that you injured and almost killed his children.
So maybe there's some details that he might not be able to recall properly because of a traumatic event. I don't know.
Easy to just come in and recount what you saw?
Objection, argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained. Please reprise.
He saw you.
Is it fair to say that it would be fairly easy to state what you saw that
Idiot.
Yes.
So why exactly did you feel the need that you had to prep yourself?
Objection, argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained, also asked and answered.
Being disrespectful.
I'm gonna direct your attention to Exhibit 154, which is a video. So that's clear for the record, not a still frame. It's a video.
Who cares?
You want to put up for him?
I want it put up for him.
All right, it's been received.
Thank you. That's what you need to be saying. Thank you. If I was the prosecution, I'd be like, you need to do it yourself. Oh, you can't? Oh, well.
Put it up, please.
Can we go to 41 seconds?
Sure. Thank you to the state for assisting. 41 seconds, you said?
41 seconds. Is it fair
Do
to
you
say
want
that?
to wait until the jury has it in front of
Yeah,
them?
yeah.
Okay.
He think he got something.
Sorry.
Get him,
Okay, there's
Brooks.
a delay. Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's short. Seems
Go
to be
get
long
him.
right now.
Go get that white bitch. Get him. Get him.
All right, we're good. Go ahead.
Chief finna trip him up. He gonna
So
trip him up.
in this exhibit, which is a video that's paused at 41 seconds, you can see
Get
two
him.
people laying on the ground. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Can you see any of the two people's faces right now as it's paused?
As it's paused.
No.
So it would be fair to say that you can't positively say who that is from this part of the video that's paused right now.
Well, based on my experience, based on clothing descriptions, obviously Idea and Marisol are mother and child, and body structures, that's how I'm able to identify who they are.
What do you mean by body structure?
Body structure meaning fat, skinny, short, tall. That's body structure. Body structure. That's not difficult.
Well, Idea is a little bit smaller and Marisol's a little bit larger, and that's how I have memory of who she is.
Would you agree that they're kind of like bunched up, like kind of balled up?
They're bunched up and balled up. Bunched up and balled up. Do y'all hear this? Bunched and balled up.
I would agree that Idea is, yes.
Can you see faces?
No, sir.
He's
So it would
mesmerizing.
be fair to say that you don't know for sure who that is.
I'm pretty confident that's Marisol and Idea.
Pretty confident?
I'm very confident.
So why not be very confident the first time the question was asked?
Objection,
Grounds.
argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained.
What an ass.
Let's go to 58 seconds and pause. Right here in front of us, we see three people kneel down. We see someone with a pinkish blanket
A pinkish blanket.
covering them, and we see a lady with a black coat with a white kind of like top to it. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the face of the person laying on the ground under the pink blanket?
Can you see the face of the person on the ground underneath the blanket? That's a victim that you ran over. That's who it is. That's who it is. I can't believe he would ask a callous question like this. Can you see the person on the ground under the blanket?
No, sir.
Would it be fair to say that you don't know for sure who that is?
As I described before, I'm very confident that that's Marisol that's laying on the ground.
And how can you tell that from the picture that we're looking at now?
Because he was there.
Well, not specifically just from this picture, but like I stated before, as the video was moving, you can see clothing descriptions, body structure, who she's laying next to.
Is it fair to say that the exhibit is not moving right now? It's paused.
So the fuck
Yes, sir.
what?
And it's paused with not being able to see who's under the pink blanket. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
So how can you say for sure who that is?
If I was to just view this video or this photo without any other context, you're probably correct. I probably wouldn't be able to identify any particular person, but because of the video and how it moved and how I was able to see people, I was able to confirm that that'd be Marisol.
And he was there.
And you came to that conclusion because you've seen these videos before today, or these exhibits rather before today. Would that be fair to say?
I with my memory of being there at that night.
There you go.
But you did state, just so we have clarity, that you in fact saw these exhibits before today. Would that be fair to say?
Objection asked and answered.
Grounds.
It has been asked and answered, but I'll let the witness answer that question again.
Yes, sir.
Hey, JoJo. Welcome, welcome.
Towards the, I don't know what that direction would be. I'm guessing that would, if you're looking at it the way I'm looking at it, it'd be towards the right.
Well, your direction is hell. That's where your direction is. It's straight below to hell. I don't know if Satan wants you, but that's where you're going.
You can. We're coming back a little bit more, right where the lady with the white coat is.
Mm-hmm.
You see a few people. It looks like three, kneeled over someone that is under a blanket with, it looks red with like snowflakes or something on it. You can see like a black, I don't know if that's like a shoe or
a shoe. So you see a blanket with some snowflakes on it, meaning that was probably a female, more than likely, or somebody younger. A shoe, and you see his face. He is re-traumatizing him over and over again.
I'm guessing that's a shoe or a boot or something to that effect. Is that fair to say that you can see that?
Yes.
Can you tell who that is just looking at it right now?
I know that that's Gregoria, yes.
Can you tell who it is looking at it right now? Can you see their face? Can you identify them right now?
I cannot see their face.
So it'd be fair to say that you're not sure who that is.
I am sure who that is.
And you come to that conclusion based on what we're looking at right now at this moment.
Objection.
Grounds.
Characterizes this witness's testimony.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Look how tight he got his hands.
Let's go to 136. Same exhibit and pause.
Look at his face. You see all that emotion in his face.
Is it fair to say we can see someone with laying on the ground? They have like a bluish jacket. You can only see one arm, so the sleeve.
Look at him.
The jacket is blue. It looks like they have like a red, something red next to.
Look at him.
Which is obviously a lady in a gray jacket, white hat. A guy in a red, looks like a hoodie, and someone else to their right, I would say, and a jacket and a cap with looks like a baseball cap.
Look at
Is it
him.
fair to say that you can see that?
Yes.
And the person that's laying on the ground, can you see their face?
No, sir.
So would it be fair to say that you don't know for sure who that is?
I'm sure I know who that is.
Based on what we're looking at now, you can tell who that is.
Based on my recollection of the incident that night, I know who that is.
Based on what we're looking at right now on the screen, can you tell who that is? You
Yes,
can
sir.
see their face.
I know who that is. I cannot see their face.
So it'd be fair to say from this picture, you're not sure who that is. Rounds.
Sustained.
To the right of the screen, right here. Can't tell how many people is kneeled down right there, but
Kneel
it's
down.
obvious that they're attending to somebody. Would that be fair to say?
Attending to somebody.
Yes. Can you see who that is that they're attending to in any way?
Heartless bastard.
Not from this vantage point, no.
So it'd be fair to say that you don't know who that is that they're attending to, correct?
I know who they're attending to.
And you can tell that by what we're looking at right now? Grounds.
Characterizes the testimony.
Grounds.
As testified as this video was going through, who he believed each person was.
Who he believed. But we're looking right now.
Mr. Brooks, let me rule on the objection.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Shut the fuck up.
Overruled. He may answer.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Bitch boy.
Can you tell from what we're looking at right now? Can you tell who that is that they're attending to?
Who that is?
You cannot see that is Jason Petchoff behind them, but that is who is laying on the ground right there.
Say his
You can tell
name.
that by what we're looking at right now. You can see who that is.
No, based on my recollection of the incident is why I know who that is.
I'm saying referring to what we're looking at, not your recollection, what we're currently looking at right now.
A piece of shit. So we looking at.
Can you tell who that is that's being attended to from based on what we're looking at right at this moment?
He mad.
You cannot see who the individual is.
Can we go to 2 minutes and 30 seconds and pause?
You see who you're attending to. You see who's attending to.
Can we erase that circling arrow?
Hold still.
It's been done.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. No.
Right in front of us, we can see is a group of people standing over someone who appears to be laying on the ground. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
It looks like they have a Scooby-Doo blanket
Oh,
over them. Would that
a Scooby-Doo blanket. Y'all, a Scooby-Doo blanket? That's a child. A Scooby-Doo blanket? A heartless bastard.
be fair to say?
Black
Yes, sir.
bastard.
By what we're looking at right now at this moment, can you tell who's under the Scooby-Doo blanket?
I know who that is.
Can you tell by what we're looking at this moment? At this moment right now, can you tell who's under the Scooby-Doo blanket?
No, sir.
Hold it together, man. Hold it together. I know you want
We
to
go to
choke him.
241 and pause.
If he pulled his gun out and started shooting, I wouldn't have no problem with it. He should have been tased, shot, beat, everything. I would have been clapping. Just shoot him live.
Would it be fair to say that right now we're looking at what appears to be could be a police officer, some kind of law enforcement, could be security guard or anything, but some type of law enforcement. We see someone, it looks like a woman who you can't see the top of her head, but you can see like her chin and her bottom lip has a black jacket. And right in between those, the law enforcement and the woman, you can see that someone's laying on the ground. and you see 3 people attending to them. Would that be fair to say?
Attending
Yes, sir.
to him.
Can you tell by what we're looking at right now? Can you say exactly who that is?
100% confident because I'm in that photo.
Oh,
And
yeah.
is that you standing over the front of him?
I'm standing over my son.
Or not standing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Kneeling.
There you go. Here go the quiet storm. This is the quiet storm.
Kneeling in over the top of who's on the ground.
Yes, my son is crying because he just got struck by a vehicle and I'm trying to console him.
That wasn't the question.
That was the question.
That's you kneeling over with the hat, and it looks like a grayish. I don't know if that would be a hoodie, but like looks like it's some like bluish black to the sleeve. Would that be you?
I'm wearing a gray sweatshirt. My son is wearing the blue jacket.
I could be mixed up. I apologize for that.
You definitely mixed up.
So it would be safe to say, by what you just said, you were 100%. You were adamant, 100% that you knew who that was.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
But you didn't have that same enthusiasm for everybody else that we were just looking at. Would that be fair to say?
Objection. This characterizes this witness's testimony.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Bitch. He did identify everybody, but you kept saying, oh, well, the picture's paused. Do you know who it is underneath the Scooby-Doo blanket? Do you know who it is underneath the pink blanket with the snowflakes? And so then he's saying, he told you who they were, and you were still arguing with him. And then we get a picture where he's in the photo with his child. Oh, how come you didn't have the same enthusiasm? Because he's in the photo. It's him.
It's also argumentative.
And stupid. Ooh, he mad. Shoot him. Shock him. Shock his bitch ass. Shock him.
And out of all the exhibits.
Are we done with this exhibit?
Oh yeah, we're done. I'm sorry.
All right, just take it down, Madam Clerk. Thank you. Go ahead.
Out of all the exhibits that you were shown during the initial questioning, you're not sure who took any of those videos?
No, sir.
Who the fuck cares?
There was quite a few exhibits that were shown. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
And do you recall exactly the estimate of how far the vehicle was from you when you first saw it?
Really?
When I first saw it, that's when the initial scream started. I think it was about 200 feet behind me.
And how did you come to that estimation of distance?
Because it's an estimation of this. That's how he came to it. He's estimating. That's what the word is, estimate. That's how he came to the estimation. He was estimating.
When I first saw it, I believed it,
Moron.
my recollection that it was kind of near Curry Insurance. So I would take that as like almost like a half city block. So it was on the other side of Maple Avenue. So I just estimated that based on my experience with feet.
So you felt that estimate was pretty accurate?
It's an estimate.
Or did you know for sure?
No, I don't know for sure.
That's why it's an estimate.
You stated that
God, I hate him.
your 9-year-old was in your right hand.
Oh boy.
And your 3-year-old was in your left hand. Would that be fair to say?
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Shock him.
You stated at some point that your 9-year-old was ripped, or you didn't know if your 9-year-old was ripped out of your hand. Can you explain what do you mean by ripped?
at the point where I lost contact with him is about the point where the vehicle had come through. So I didn't know if it was the force of the vehicle taking him away from me that forced our hands to be separated, or if we had just separated hands prior to that. But based on my recollection, it was simultaneously as the vehicle had passed through us.
And was that 9-year-old injured?
Yeah, Elliot was thrown in the air and he was knocked unconscious.
And what happened with your 3-year-old that was in your left hand?
I threw him with my left hand towards the curb. He did not get struck.
When you say threw him, what do you mean by that? Was it?
I was holding on to it. I'm sorry.
Quick toss, or was it like a harsh push, or
Really?
define thrown?
I picked him. I was holding on to him with my left hand. I grabbed him off the air and threw him as far as I possibly could because I knew that he was going to get hit by a car.
A 3-year-old.
Do you recall if he was hurt in the throat?
Objection.
Grounds.
Bitch.
Overruled. He may answer.
I didn't actually see him that night because I stayed with my other son at the hospital. But as far as my recollection, I don't think he was injured from that, no.
Okay, Munchkin.
Other than that, was he injured in any way?
No.
Other than that.
You made a reference to the speed. How did you come to that estimation of speed?
He's
Do you have any
estimating.
expertise in speed analysis in any way?
What an idiot.
No, just my experiences driving as a motorist and being in law enforcement for 15 years, estimating vehicle speeds.
So it'd be fair to say you don't know for sure.
That's correct.
That's what estimate means. You don't know for sure. That means that you're guessing. I hate him. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Karen. So this must be kind of triggering for you, since you were hit by a pedestrian. You were hit by a car. So yeah, it has to be triggering. Asshole.
And I assume that you were interviewed by other officers at some point. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
He's a victim of a crime.
Do you recall if it was that night or if it was in the following days?
Well, the night of the incident, I informed my department that I had been involved in the incident. So I reported it that night verbally, but a statement was later given to the department in a more formal matter.
Yeah, you're right. You don't know what initial means. Does this tattoo say zoo?
And you already stated that your 9-year-old son did get struck. Did you actually see that?
I did not see him get thrown in the air, no.
Wow.
Even though you had him in your right arm, or right hand rather.
Correct.
Cold-hearted bastard.
Did you see where the vehicle went after it passed you?
His
I did not.
hands. His
Did you
hands.
see anyone else get struck once it passed you?
I did not.
Oh, he's eating. Come on. Oh, it's 100%.
In a summary of your report,
I think.
do you recall stating
Okay.
to the officer that you were interviewed by, you saw a second unconscious person laying on the ground that you further described as a Hispanic female?
Yes, sir.
Would it be fair to say that in your testimony here today, you gave names? That'd be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Why not in the summary of your report did you give names and just say a Hispanic female?
Because he was
The
traumatized.
form of the question, he's indicating that it's Detective Hallmark's summary in this report. It's not been established. Okay.
It's in the form of the question.
I
And
was
it's hearsay.
referring to him already testifying that he had knowledge of everybody that was in his group.
Rephrase your question, please.
At the time of your summary, did you know the identity of the Hispanic female that you referenced?
An objection to the form of the question. It's not his summary per
Ground.
se.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
So should I say in the summary that you gave, do you recall that comment?
Objection mischaracterizes the summary.
The question is nonsensical.
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question, please rephrase.
There you go, being disrespectful, making
In
faces.
the summary that was given by the officer that you gave the report to,
You gave the report to.
do you recall that
Yes.
statement?
I'm sorry.
I am going to object. The witness has answered the question. Again, I would just indicate for the record that I believe what Mr. Brooks is looking at is a different officer's report that summarizes the statement that that officer received from Detective Hallmark. With that understanding that that's what it is, I would ask Mr. Brooks to maybe ask his next question with keeping that in mind.
Objection to being called that. I don't identify by that name nor consent to being called that name. And I
Next
made
question,
reference-
sir.
I made reference that it was
Next
by
question.
another officer.
Next question, please.
I love when she cuts him off.
You made reference to your son being attended to by two men. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, sir.
At the time of the incident, did you know who those two men were?
Baby, bye.
No, sir.
Hey, Simply Complex.
And when did you learn of the identity of those two men?
Hey, Harsh Time.
It was a couple days after the incident. I learned the identity of one individual that was attending to my son.
Do you know if they, or do you recall them giving you any additional information that you didn't have that night?
Yes.
Do you recall if they were active participants in the parade or just spectators?
Who
Did they
cares?
give you that information at any time?
This individual was a spectator.
Like, what's the difference?
To your recollection, did the spectator tell you where they were positioned at when they attended to your son?
Yes.
Every time he mentions his son, you see him get tensed up. Disrespectful ass. Come on, bitch.
And who is Charles?
That'd be my 3-year-old.
And Benjamin?
That'd be my 7-year-old.
Do you recall what happened with Benjamin when you saw the vehicle approaching?
Yeah, he was run over by the vehicle on his left leg.
Ooh.
Do you at any time recall making a statement in the summary that was given by another officer? Do you recall making the statement, you threw Charles and Benjamin as hard as you could towards the south curb?
Yes, because you were running over people and killing people. So he tried to get his children out of the way. I know that you don't have a father instinct. You don't have the instinct to protect your children because you're a deadbeat piece of shit. So you don't understand any of this. Owing $40,000 in child support. Because my son is grown. He has his own job and his own car. But you still owe $40,000 in child support. You don't even have anything to do with Arsenaway. You don't have anything to do with your other baby. And then this alleged either grandson or grandbaby or your son, whichever one, you're not going to have nothing to do with them either because you are a piece of shit.
Yes, sir.
And you are not worthy to call this man's children's name. That's what he's saying. You don't have the right to say my children's name out loud. You do not have the right to say their name.
If you already stated that you threw your 3-year-old, which you just said was Charles, and you also just acknowledged that you threw Benjamin.
Objection as to the characterization. He acknowledged that the summary that Mr. Brooks is reading said that he threw Benjamin.
He answered the question.
He did not. I believe there's an objection. I'll sustain it as to the form of the question. Please rephrase. It also mischaracterizes the, well, I'll just leave it at that. You may ask your question.
So did you throw Benjamin as hard as you could to the south curb, or did you see Benjamin struck by the vehicle?
So when the vehicle was coming and I threw Charlie, I knew that Ben was in front of us. So it was the same motion with my left arm to get Benjamin and Charlie out of the way. Obviously, I didn't get Benjamin completely out of the way of the vehicle.
Any idea why that was not in the summary?
How the hell would he know? If somebody else wrote the report, how the fuck would he know what somebody else wrote? You have any idea what's in the summary? No, because he didn't write it.
I don't recall.
Wow.
He answered it. He said, I don't know. His answer may stand.
Opera mad, Zach mad.
Besides your children, the other people that you observed injured, did you immediately receive information what those injuries were at that time?
What?
Can you repeat just to be clear of who you're talking about?
The other people that were with your group, not your children, but the other people that were with your group. Do you recall receiving information about their injuries at that time?
Yeah, you ran them over.
I did not receive information about their injuries.
But you were the cause of it. That's what he want to say. You were the cause of them, though.
So it would be fair to say you knew that they were hurt, but you didn't know the severity of it.
Exactly.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Exactly means yes. Poor guy. Poor detective. I feel his rage. I feel it.
And besides your children, who else was with you when you went attended the parade?
Oh
that
God.
evening?
Oh God.
Well, there was 45 of us that were walking together. But to go down to the parade, it was me and my immediate family. So it was me, my children, and my wife.
Oh Lord.
Do you recall your wife being injured in any way during the incident?
Oh Lord.
No.
Do you recall where she was when the vehicle passed you?
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Where was she directly next to you, to
You're
the
right.
side of you, standing right next to you, or do you remember the general area she was at that moment?
Yeah. I thought I answered it. She was further to kind of as we're marching, as you see in the video, further to the left and then behind.
So he's saying that he was trying to protect his wife and children. This is something that is foreign to you because you don't care about anyone but yourself. If Erica had been there or any of these other baby mamas had been there, you would have been like, fuck them, as long as I get out the way. But he loves his family, so he tries to protect his family like men are supposed to do. Take care of his family. And you bring your bitch ass down the parade route. You have prevented him from adequately protecting his family. That's what he's mad about.
And she didn't report any injuries of any kind.
She was, I believe she was 6 months pregnant at the time. So she went and got checked up just to make sure she wasn't injured. And no, she wasn't injured at all.
So not only did you run over one child, you threatened his other child. I think he had 2 more children. And then you could have potentially killed his unborn child. Y'all hear this? He could have killed his unborn child, or the wife could have lost it from the stress. Look at Opper. Look at Opper's face. She is pissed the fuck off.
No further questions.
Yeah, you need to have no further
Let me
questions.
redirect, real brief. Sir, the identifications that you made in the exhibits that were shown to you on direct.
Yeah, we don't have to hear all that. His wife was pregnant. Yes, Tony, the wife was pregnant. And he could not care any less. He could not care about nothing. Just trying to win an argument that he couldn't win. It was already written before he took his stank ass in the courtroom. It was already written. We saw you. Whew. Lord. I am going to get ready to leave, but if anybody wants to come up real quick, you are more than welcome. Before I take my little butt to bed and put my munchkin to bed. So, like I said, I was gonna try and do what's her name? The crazy one, Leticia Stock, but I just have to try and get a handle on her story. It's just so confusing, and when she like the videos, not the videos, but the recordings of her talking, she just goes in circles, and it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it, but I don't know. It's impossible. She is evil. She is so evil. The only thing I can ascertain from these meandering stories is that she injured that boy in the house. And all this candle crap, what that was is she thought that she could burn the evidence. That's where the fire came. That's why it don't make any sense about it was a fire, and then I took Gannon and whoever else, and we rode in the car, and then we came back to the house, but the fire wasn't put out. You didn't say how the fire was put out. Y'all went back to the house, and then the Mexican came in, and he, argued. And then I don't get it. I'm confused. I don't get it. But I still hadn't seen no alternative personality. No, I haven't seen it. She's supposed to have multiple personalities. Them shits hadn't came out yet. So I'm gonna try to get a handle on this storyline. I have to try to get it straight, and then I will start doing commentary on her. I would love to do the Valo lady, the one that's in the cult, but they're not televising that one. But I would love to do that one. I would love that one. But I'm gonna keep a check on and see if this monkey goes to court and see what I can see. All right, well, thank you, Tony. I'm just gonna cut out too. So I appreciate all of you for coming by this evening and spending the night with me. Let me see what else. I appreciate you guys for liking and sharing and subscribing. If you haven't done it yet, please do that before you exit. And thank you for the super chats. I really appreciate it so very much. If you want to continue our conversation, of course, you can hit me up in the comment section, and I always respond. All right. Well, this is my exit. So, drums, please.
Drums, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great time tonight. We have truly enjoyed ourselves, and we would like to